They never took.
Hello, we are live with Soul and Sound for our Monday sound healing community, little coaching. I'm going to get us set up here. Let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from and what you'd like to do. What do you want? What topics do you want today? I have some ideas, but let me know in the comments. I'd love to make this just right for you. So, we're doing sound healing, we're doing spiritual direction, we're doing activation and transmission. So let me know in the comments what you would like. Let's see. Whoops. What just happened? All right. We're going to start off with a sound bath to start our day, our time. Although, wait a second. I got to go get my drums. I'll go get my drums and we'll start. How do we... So who's here? Looks like we've got 8 people in the comments. Where you're tuning in from, what sound healing, spiritual direction topics you want, and we will get started. Somehow, I turned this around, and I can't figure out. Oh, there it is. Flip. There we go. I got a title. Sound and Soul. Okay, done. Go live. All right, guys, I'm going to go get my drums and we'll start off with our intentional sound bath. Hey guys. All right. So if you guys would share this with a few folks, I'm going to share it to my crew here, a few of my peeps here. Okay. So we're at the end of June. We just came out of summer solstice. Summer solstice gives us this energy of personal freedom, okay? And we can't really take advantage of that personal freedom unless we really align with the energy of personal freedom. So how many of us are holding on to an energetic, holding on to a pattern that a lot of times, hey there, thanks, a lot of time looks like an emotional habit, right? Sometimes it feels like we're stuck, right? That stuck energy, but it just means we're looping some kind of emotional habit or belief system. Tonight, let's look into that emotional habit and let's look into that belief system. Let's bring it to the surface, say hi to it, and give it some sound, okay? Now, I sing from a lot of different places, but basically I'm channeling from my ascended council. And there's a lot of ascended masters in that council. So we're getting a lot of energy from higher consciousness. Sorba. Oops. Let me just, that was my son. Let's make sure he's probably okay. So that's what we're doing tonight. So if you're feeling the personal freedom of summer, yet you're feeling kind of the density of an emotional habit or belief system, let me know in the comments. Yeah, that's me, or yeah, this is what's up. What are we working with tonight? Put it in the comments. And what I'll do is start off with this first sound activation to help you just bring that up. Bring that up to the surface, okay? And here we go. Come into receiving mode. Let your nervous system know it's safe to be here right now. We're going to come in and just receive and open. And then you'll be able to answer the question I just asked. All right, beautiful beings. That was our intention setting. That was our sound bath to start opening up, right? When you use that E sound, it's that odd harmonic in sound healing that helps to break up the density. So break up the blocks to even knowing what is blocking you, right? So how many of us just feel stuck? I want some action in the comments. I'm going to tell you why that is. So who's feeling stuck? Put a thumbs up or a yes or something in the comments. Because when we feel stuck, there is a specific reason why. Do you want to know why you feel stuck? Do you want to know why you can't seem to get in the flow? Why you can't seem to harness and sustain happiness? Thank you, Lucky. Thank you for your participation. Lives are so much more fun when I'm actually talking to someone. All right. Okay. So we're stuck because there is a gap. There's a vibrational gap, right? There's a part of you that has said, yes, I'm awakening. And the other part that hasn't gone with it. It's stuck in the emotional loops and those belief systems. But a lot of times we just feel stuck and we don't realize we're focusing a little bit more here. I mean, like, but I'm doing all the work and that, yeah, I'm on the awakening journey. I have all this awareness. But what we really want to be aware of is the I'm so distracted. I keep hearing the phone call in the other room and with my son. And it's yeah. Okay, let's focus. So blocks, sometimes we just are like, I'm just blocked. But whenever we use the word I'm just, we know that it's our ego or a part of us or a pain body that's trying to block that field, right? Because what happens if you truly go in there and release the belief and release the emotional habit, and you go in there and you clean house? Well, there's a part of the ego that doesn't get to thrive anymore, right? That has to get aligned with the capital S self, the self of the higher self, the self of the soul. And so when you're just like as Abraham Hicks says, arguing for your limitations, I'm just stuck. No, you're not just stuck. What you are is running an old belief and emotional habit, and you've got to get in there to know what it is, or at least sound what it is. You might not have to go into the past to know where it is and where it came from, but you at least have to acknowledge it with vibration, bring it to the awareness field, and either integrate it with the current self or just release it to the light. This is really important work if you want to get unstuck. Now, it is imperative that we start to get unstuck, because come July, a month from now, July 21st, there's an astrological makeup in the sky that's called the basket. And when we have harmony with these, like all the planets lining up in complete harmony, their astrologers are predicting that this is a huge paradigm shift. Now, this shift is something we need to get ready for. We need to align our consciousness. This is the shift. This is one of the shifts into the new earth paradigm. It's a new paradigm. It's a new energy. And if we're hanging out with old dense energy from the past, we're going to feel the contrast of the new paradigm hitting with that old. It's not going to be fun. So that's why I want to get you guys ready. Let's get ready together. Let's work on the density, the shadow work, the ego death. Let's work on this together. Let's make it as easy as possible. Let's have ease and grace with this. And the cool part about it is that sound therapy makes shadow work so easy. It makes it so easy. And we learn about this in my Vocal Oneness membership, which is only $44 a month for 2 group sessions. So you might want to take a look at that. We're inviting new women into that group as we speak, and there's some new summer specials as well. So if you belong to the Vocal Oneness group, you're going to be getting 20% off my other offers. And you're going to, if you do bring a friend with you, that joins the membership, you will get a free 15-minute sound activation bath. Okay, so those are the summer specials. Okay, back to tonight. What emotional habits, what belief systems are brewing that are keeping you stuck in that vibrational gap? Do you want to be unstuck? I guess that's the first question. Do you want this stuck feeling to go away? Because it's only a feeling. Energy can't get stuck. It can slow way down though. And so what happens when your energy is slowed way down, and you might be like, I have tons of energy, I'm a doer, da da da. I don't mean that kind of physical energy. I'm talking about the vibrational consciousness energy that you're running or not running. Okay. Are you mostly an emotional being? Are you mostly a spiritual being, conscious being? This is what's going to make the difference come next month when this paradigm shift happens with this astrology event of the planets lining up in complete harmony together. Okay. Let's tap the screen. Yes, Lucky. Thank you. Let's tap that screen. I actually can't do it. I used to be able to tap my own screen. Oh, well. Oh, there it goes. Dun, 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 dun. So I'm going to do another a little sound bath for some contemplation. Okay. This is for meditation and contemplation. I want you to go in there again. The sounds will help you activate what's dense, and you can choose to integrate and resolve it. Okay. But it's important to acknowledge and become aware of it. And the way you can become aware of it is when you listen to these light sounds, you'll start to notice what's dense, what isn't aligned with the light frequency. Okay, see if we can run this exercise like that. Okay, I'm going to be singing light frequencies, light consciousness, and I want you to receive that. And then I want you to become aware what did not go to the light, what's still hanging out in the density. Is that clear? A little exercise. Let's give it a try. So, did the light give you some clarity about the density? Sometimes that can be. So, I've told this story, some of you might have heard it, when I had this assignment to ohm, and I ohmed in my car, and I thought I was in this great mood, and I ohmed, and it became very apparent that there was some density in my underneath my good mood. And I kept ohming and I kept ohming, and there it shifted. It shifted into lightness. So whether you are someone in your 20s navigating this um, this new world for you, whether you are someone in your 40s and 50s midlife and you're just like, wow, life is changing fast, paradigms are shifting, we're all going to have our form of light and density, the shadow work, right? The light work. So that's what tonight's about, like really aligning and getting ready. Um, yeah. Many of us are here on this planet right now to anchor light so that the chaos of shifting consciousness goes smoothly, starts to smooth out with ease and grace. My friend said that today that there was this video that she saw of Edward Casey's channelings about people from the 1950s up into the 1970s, 77 that were born in those times. Okay. It's Gen X, a lot of Gen X. Um, But during those times, a lot of light workers were born. The light workers that were born during that time are anchoring the light of for the chaotic consciousness that's on the planet right now, for it to shift into harmony and to higher consciousness. And sometimes it's not everyone's job to be a big name in the awakening field, right? Sometimes it's just enough. It is just enough to be. You can be working your 9 to 5 job. You can be being with your family. You can be whatever it is. You can live a very ordinary life with a very specific awakened mission. So never judge what your life looks like with the amount of worth you are giving the planet right now. Super important to get that. And that's my automatic writing. I was working in a conversation with Ashtar this morning. And that was the message. And then my friend just came over and I was explaining that to her and she's like, "Oh, and by the way, I got a message from Edward Casey that said the same thing." So when you hear two things in the same day that are saying pretty much the same thing, you want to perk your ears up. This is the universe saying, this is important. This is important. So the message is, get out of judgment about your success or your monetary situation, and just know that if you're hearing this message, this is for you. The energy that you are right now is important to the planet and the new earth. The paradigm shift is happening and it's here and it's starting. It's already started. It's really coming to a head next month on July 21st. Look up the astrology. July 21st. The basket astrology. It's called the Barbau basket. Okay. So, it's interesting. I have these lives. I got 4 people there. I got 4 people here. And the message was, don't count numbers. It is the quality of energy you're generating, not the quantity. It's not the numbers. The numbers has no sign of the success you're having on consciousness. The numbers have no indication of the success that you're having on consciousness. So if you're sitting here in small communities like myself, just know it's all divine. Feelings. Someone said here, what's more important in manifesting, feelings or imagination? That's an interesting question. I would say whatever. I say feelings, and I say feelings because they are a ticket to the vibrational field, and the vibrational field is important because like attracts like, right? But when you are raising in consciousness, manifesting turns to divine order, and divine order is around living in a one love consciousness, sustaining that as much as you can. Thank you. Sustaining that as much as you can, waking up with feelings, but it's different than manifesting because you do not have to try to feel good. When you shift from manifesting into divine order, you get up in the morning feeling aligned with the divine. You get up in the morning being like, I'm happy. I'm happy to be of service. I'm happy to be in the moment. I'm excited for divine order because you know that if you are in your heart of hearts, in your soul, that your vibration is joy and ease and love, only good can come of that. Right? And so when you're manifesting, you're always saying something like, they always train you to say something like, I'm so excited for this, and that, or something better. The or something better is training you into divine order, that you let go of your personal agenda. You let it go, and oh, those are cool. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Appreciate you so much, Lucky Smile. Thank you so much. So is this making sense? Like manifesting, the next step to manifesting is called divine order. I've heard it said, perhaps your purpose has already happened. A kindness on the playground or a service to any being that made the other life better. Wow, Angela, I love that too. That's beautiful. So, guys, I'm going to say this again. Someone made it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Friendship necklace. Ooh. Angela over here on the other live, listen to this. Perhaps your purpose has already happened. A kindness on the playground or a service to any being that made the other life better. How wonderful is that? And I'm of the perspective that our purpose is as long as our life lasts, right? And so maybe there was that divine in connection, right? That moment that needed to happen. But I feel like if we are living and breathing, our purpose is still that, awakening to divine order, divine consciousness, playing the game of expanding consciousness, being the light in the lighthouse, no matter what. And that may have a bigger audience, that might have a small audience. It doesn't matter the audience, it matters the vibration that you're willing to be on the planet. So even if you woke up every day, lived a complete solitude as a monk in a cave, the vibration of you anchoring into earth is makes a difference. Makes a difference. Our luminous self is so enough. Yes, it is. Our luminous self is enough. But I love coming on here. I'm a Leo by nature. I love connecting with people. I have some other things in my astrology that loves to kind of consult and direct and teach on some level. You have a question? Yes. Yes, yes. What is your question? We have a question coming. You have a question. I would so honor a question. What is that? Did you miss out on the question or choose not to answer it? Oh, yeah. Thank you. Did you miss out on my question or choose not to answer it? Someone has a question. Let me see. I don't see the question. Follow this. Thank you for the follow. Guys, I didn't see a question. So if you posted a question, I do not see it. I did answer what matters more in manifesting, feelers or imagination. Yes, I did just answer that. I said it's something that happens about light. Question: by field, do you mean the quantum field? Yeah, probably. Yeah. Quantum is emotional. Quantum is scalar. Quantum is all possibility, right? Um, quantum is that fine field of all possibility, right? In the universe. So sure, yeah. We mean quantum. But really a field. I don't even know what I say sometimes. I said the field, huh? Um, so this is the way I see it, and you may see it differently. Um, what we put into the field vibrationally matters, because in the field is vibrational attraction, right? Um, and we have to be the vibration of something before it actualizes in the field, right? So feelings then, I feel like, are more important than imagination, because the feeling is aligning you with the vibration of an actualization. So if you are playing in the consciousness of manifesting, you would need a little imagination, right? But I like playing in the field of divine order, but you don't need imagination as much as you need alignment. Be aligned with love and watch the divine order blossom. So I guess that question is, if you're working and manifesting consciousness, the imagination and feelings kind of have to work together. I don't think there is one more important than the other. But if you're working in divine order, the feelings and the alignment of love is most important, because once that's intact, then the universe has your back and life just flows. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Um, that's how I'm seeing it. That's how I'm seeing it. So, does anyone have an emotional habit that feels dense, heavy on their soul, heavy on their heart? They want it removed. They don't want to live with that emotional habit anymore. Anybody going once, going twice. Let's work on it. Let's acknowledge it. Let's sing it out. All right, guys, put it in the comments. What do you, emotional habit? So what I mean by emotional habit, you've got Abraham Hicks' emotional guidance scale, right? Going once, what am I agreeing to? All I want you to do, queen of this account, is to just name an emotional habit that you're working through that's dense for you. So if it's like frustration, or it's boredom, or if it's overwhelm, what's a lower density emotional habit that you're like, I don't really want to function from this anymore? And I'll give you an example. On the emotional guidance scale, Abraham Hicks has 22 like emotions. A habit of mine that I would go into a lot is frustration and overwhelm, frustration and overwhelm. And I have shifted out of that practice, of that emotional habit. And I'm very happy that I have. And there's different tools that I've used to do that. But I'm happy that I do not have the frustration and overwhelm. I had it a lot when I was raising my kids. I do not have it anymore. So that's what I mean. Like, is there an emotional habit that kind of you go to maybe every day by the end of the day? Laziness, falling into the TikTok trap and not being productive in my reality. Oh, yeah. Okay. So the laziness, if it had a place in your body, where would it be? If that laziness sensation or vibration, where would it be? Does it feel heavy on your heart? Does it feel like on the back? Maybe on your neck? Does it feel here on your solar plexus? That's my question. Tori. I'm not understanding the question stuff. Okay, so laziness. So about light. Okay. And sometimes sometimes if I'm ill, I see brightness. I don't know why it's like yellow and white. Okay, Tori, I will get to that. You're seeing white and yellow. Okay. Tori, I will get to that in a minute. Okay, so laziness feels like in the back of your eyes, in the back of your head. Okay, now just pause a moment, soften your eyes. And if anyone can relate to just feeling lazy and like scrolling and feeling distracted, this laziness, this maybe lack of discipline, right? It's not as much as laziness, but you get going on something, it's a lack of discipline to kind of revert back on. So when you feel that, you're noticing it. We have someone feeling that in the back of their head and their eyes. Now, if it had a color, what would that color be? If that laziness you're talking about behind your head and eyes had a color, what color would that be? This is how you get very aware of the energy of this emotional pattern. So if it had a color, what would it be? If it had a shape, what would it be? If it had a message, what would it be? So we want to get comfortable. We want to get really aligned and aware of this energy, this emotional habit of laziness, of distraction. Brown, foggy, misty type thing. Great awareness, great playing here. You're really getting and feeling that energy of laziness. And then you want to see, is it rough? What's the texture? What's the temperature? Right? Is it brown, foggy, mist type thing? Is it cold or hot? And then lastly, does it have a sound? So you want to ask this emotional stuckness of laziness, does it have a sound? And when it says, yes, it does have a sound, you ask, okay, let me embody the sound. I let my vocal cords let out the sound. And you want to let out the sound. So what's so cool about this little process is that you're getting to know the energy, you're acknowledging it, the energy feels seen and heard, and then you're processing it with the voice. When you process something with the voice, your nervous system calms down, the emotion gets processed through the light in the voice, your heart and soul kind of come forward because the emotion on it has just relaxed. Okay, so say the sound was yeah, any sound, what represents laziness, right? And then you let out that sound until it becomes harmonious, until it becomes something that's pure. And it's a fascinating process. It is a fascinating process. And we're going to do more of this in my vocal oneness group. It's for women. It's a women's group, vocal oneness. It's the first and third Thursdays. And we're going to do more of this emotional processing in vocal oneness. And it's an ongoing membership. We meet 2 times a month, the first and third, at 12:30 p.m. Mountain Time. So if you're interested in that, on my bio, you'll find that link. And it comes with some summer specials, the membership right now. So it is cool. Your voice is so cool. Your voice can process emotions. Your voice can process the vibrational gap that's hanging out. When Abraham Hicks talks about manifesting, for a long time they talked about the vibrational gap. You would hear that, the vibrational gap and the vortex. Part of you has really launched into the vortex, and there's parts of you that haven't. And those parts are those emotional habits, that density, right? And we work with the density with a voice. It's so cool. It's just like your voice is a superpower. It's not used just to express words and to perform a pretty song. Actually, performing with your voice really holds you back. It makes you self-conscious. It makes you judge. So I would say never perform again. I sing a lot in my life, but I will no longer perform, because performing has kind of like a hierarchy to it. It has a certain perfection to it. I will not do it. I will not perform anymore. And it takes away from the presence, the spontaneity, and the power of your voice. Because your voice's power is the authentic vibration that comes through it. And when it's over practiced and over perfected, your authenticity cannot be heard. The vibrational brilliance of your soul can no longer be heard and received. That's how I see it. Yep. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. So that was a mouthful. Maybe we'll just do some more singing. All right. Here comes a little transmission from the higher realms. One love consciousness. So another thing your voice does, it makes you very intuitive. It makes awareness come. So I don't know who needs to hear this, but someone, either now or on the replay, needs to hear this, is that who is addicted to drama? Drama and chaos in your lives. The pain body is addicted to drama and chaos. The soul, the heart, works and functions from ease and grace. You find out your way of moving in the world, perhaps through like the gene keys or your astrology, right? You find out whether you're what is it? It's eluding me. But what is that thing when you're like a projector or a manifesting generator? Find out your way and then play there. Be what you're here to be. Let it flow with ease and grace. And if you notice that you're getting hooked into the drama and chaos, and that's the only thing that's giving you energy, it's time to take a look. It's time to dive deeper. What if we could get energy from ease and grace? It's a different type of energy. Notice when you're functioning from chaos, from old trauma, from triggers, it's like a buzzy kind of energy. It's just like, and the next thing, and the next thing, oh, it's like that. That's not sustainable. But when you allow ease and grace in your life and you allow to be directed from the heart and soul of your being, you have the energy. You have the sustained energy of ease and grace. Things show up. The people required show up. The people, places, and things show up. Human design, that's what it's called, human design. So if you are interested in this, I got to put this in my link. My husband created something called the Manifesting Blueprint. And it's a really cool thing to learn about how you function, how you came here in this body, in this unique embodiment to function. Now, I'm going to put it over here for you guys. Let me see if I can find it. Be your own guru. If you go to that, I can't really say it because TikTok will not like me to say that, send you off the planet. But okay, here we go. So if you go to that link, it's a very cool thing. You'll read it. It's really cool. But anyway, it uses human design, astrology, and numerology. And you'll find out what's going on with some of your blocks. What is your innate way of functioning well with ease and grace on this planet? Okay. All right, let's see. Let's get to 3,000 here, guys. I'm tapping the screen. Tap the screen. Let us get to 3,000. There we go. There we go. Awesome. Awesome. All right, guys. So what questions you have? What questions do you have about emotional habits and density? The new paradigm, new earth coming up, the basket astrology. What questions do you have about aligning, sound healing, one love consciousness? That's what we're doing here. We're doing, and we're having these conversations and we're doing these sound baths so that we can remember. We can remember one love consciousness. Now, you can't be practicing one love consciousness when there's separation, when there's judgment, when there's a polarized view of me and them, or this group and that group. We can be aware of the differences on the planet, but when we buy into it and we give it energy, can't be in one love consciousness. One love consciousness requires us to tune in to the wholeness and love we are and see people through that lens, regardless of their behavior, regardless of their choices. Now, we can say, well, that doesn't work for me, but it's not a judgment to them. We're saying this just doesn't work for me. And that's kind of the go around be with some of life's density that you're like, I just don't want to be around that. It doesn't work for me. But but it's important to have the perspective that everything that's happening on this planet in this like reality, you could call it a hologram, you could call it a reality, that it's everyone's working out their stuff. Everyone's having this play to come back to remembering the wholeness. And eventually we're eventually we come to the realization that, oh, we're all one. We are whole and we are love and we're all one. We all are the Christed energy, right? Christ, Jesus Christ. Christ is not a last name. It is a state of being. It's a state of being that Jesus, Yeshua, was saying, hey, this state of being is flow, it's union, it's one love. We all are this. We just have to remember. It's always funny to me. I'll go on this rant, but this is just on my mind. This is just on my mind. I hope it doesn't offend anyone, but like, it's on my mind because I grew up Catholic. I have family that are Christians, and they live by the Bible. And they read the Bible and they live by it. But what I don't understand is that if you're actually reading the Bible, why are we worshiping something outside of ourselves? Why aren't we going within and finding the Christed nature that Jesus was telling us about? Because if you actually read the Bible, it's actually all in there. You will do greater works than I. Right? Like, I grew up Catholic and we had to study the Bible and stuff like that, but I don't have it memorized at all. But I do know that Jesus was teaching in the Bible about our own capacities. Not that I have this capacity, now you have to bow down to me and accept me into your heart. It's more like, hey, let's all wake up to this. We all have this. This is our Christed nature. Let's live with ease and grace. This is awesome. And so it makes no sense to me that if pastors and ministers and priests say, read your Bible, and you actually read it and you're like, but they say to follow Jesus, not be the Christ. Because in the Bible, it says to be the Christ, not follow an outside idol. So that's my little soapbox. So if we're actually taking the Bible for what it's saying, which most Christians want you to do, you would see, I don't understand. Why are we not reading the same thing? I don't know. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back to some sound. Oh, here's a little chant for summer. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the world. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the world. I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening. I am rising up like a phoenix from the fire, brothers and sisters, fly higher. I'm rising up like a phoenix from the fire, brothers and sisters, fly higher. I'm rising up, I am rising up, I am rising up, I am rising up. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. I am opening up, I am opening up. Oh, hey, oh, I am rising up like a phoenix from the fire, brothers and sisters, fly higher. Brothers and sisters, fly higher. Oh, All right, opening up. It is summer. Summer solstice has happened. That free to be energy that comes with summer. It's exciting. So I grew up on the beach. I grew up about a mile from the Jersey Shore. um, and I remember getting done school. Usually it was around like, I went to private school. It was like July 14th or June 14th. June 14th, we'd get out and I would just have the sense of relief getting out of that structured classroom and feeling so free. So tonight's live has been all about how do we sustain and align with that energy, that summer blossoming of free to be. And tonight we did a little bit of that clearing of those emotional habits that kind of get in the way of being free to be. And those emotional habits can stick us with judgments and arguing for our limitations. Tonight we went through that. And I wanted to let you know that I have, that's one of the themes that we're going to be working on July 2nd, our first vocal oneness session of July. It's a women's group. We work on vocal technique, vocal awareness, vocal intuition, and empowerment. And it's all toward coming to higher consciousness and remembering. So if that's interesting to you, I will put that link in here as well. It's a women's group. The ladies are welcome. So you can go to this if you're interested in that. The cool part about Vocal Oneness summer program here is that there's some specials. You'll get 20% off my other offers. And if you bring a friend in with you and they join, you will get a free 15-minute Zoom sound bath. So those are some summer specials for the Vocal Oneness. Hi, Nate, Vocal Oneness Women's Group. Yeah, check that out. We meet twice a month. All right. Well, I'm just wanting to build and have an abundant group of people, of women in that group. So check that out. The other thing I want you to check out is come on back tomorrow morning for 3 minutes of love. Grab a friend, share it with your family, or put the Zoom on with your whole family. But 3 minutes of love. I know it's on a Tuesday morning. It's going to be at 7:30 Pacific time, 9:30. Is it 9:30? 9:30 Central time, 10:30 Eastern time. But we come together as a group, as a community, and we focus on unconditional love. And we chant and we sing and we make sure that we are focused vibration of unconditional love. This is a practice. We use gratitude, we use sound, we use the ascended council, kind of bringing in the frequencies of love. So please join us tomorrow morning. It's every Tuesday morning, 3 minutes of love on these platforms. So, all right. Well, I've got a lot to do. I have got to pack for Maui, and I've got to pack this little cabin up because we're moving out of it this week and then going to Maui for a little bit. So I'm going to go do some packing. Yeah, and I'll be back tomorrow morning. For 3 minutes of love. All right. I hope you come back and hold the field with us. Hold the field of love. Oh, shoot. Tori, your question about white light when you close your eyes. I think it's perfectly fine. Lucky smile. I'm so sorry. I didn't see this. I had a dream that I was struck by lightning in my toes and watched it happen, but didn't get hurt. Well, that's pretty cool. She's seeing my eyes and the, okay. She's seeing white and yellow. Lazy. Okay. Tori, are you still here? I'm just trying to, I have to remember. When sometimes if I'm ill, I see brightness. I don't know why. It's like yellow and white. I guess I would have to see, is that when your eyes are closed, or does your vision just turn into bright? Um, because that could be a few things. I mean, if you are getting sick and you kind of have like a migraine, sometimes you can get these speckles of on the sides of kind of like yellow and white. I've had that happen. Um, if it's when your eyes are closed, I guess I would just have to ask you some more questions about that. Have a wonderful day. So, Tori, I'm sorry I didn't get to your question until now, and I don't know if you're still here. It doesn't seem like you're still here. Um, okay. Well, all right. Who's over here? Who is over here? Thanks for your presence tonight. I hope you come back tomorrow morning for 3 minutes of love. All right, guys. I'm going to say good night. See ya.